Exciting news at Randy Marion Ford Lincoln in Statesville. We have opened a separate used car department. That's right, we have over 300 pre-owned vehicles on Folger Drive. That's right across the interstate from the main lot. I tell you, better to serve you with higher quality, higher quantity, king of price deals on pre-owned vehicle. Come see us today at our new location, 1011 Folger Drive, right across the interstate from the main showroom. You can't miss us. And as always, king of price, king of deals, you can't beat Randy Marion in Statesville.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Good morning, everyone. This is Cornelius, Mayor Woody Washam, and it is a pleasure to be with you today. We've got a great show on About Town. We've done a lot of traveling this year as it relates to different things going on in our town, and this is going to be a special show for us. All of them are special, but I think this is a little bit more special because I've got two real celebrities in our town with me today, and that would include Commissioner Susan Johnson. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you.
And the other guest we have is a very special person, and she would be Deputy Chief of Police in Cornelius, Jennifer Thompson. Jennifer, we're so happy to have you. We've had you on the show before. It's been a little while, and we've got a lot to talk about as it relates to the police department. We want to get just a little quick update from you a little bit later on. But I know this is a really, really important time and a really important subject for you to really lean on for us. And we really want to know a little bit more about your journey with your son. Many of us sort of travel that with you to some degree, but you carried the burden of his illness, sadly. And you now have a foundation in his memory that is doing great things related to his passing and the disease that created a lot of issues for children throughout the country. And we want to learn a little bit more about that because this is a special month for that particular cause as well. So let's start out by just talking about the Warrior Jace Thompson Foundation. Your son, he went through this illness process for quite a while, didn't he?
He was diagnosed in October of 2017 and fought for 347 days before he left us.
Wow. And I know he's still with you in many ways
he is.
Help you through his passing and so forth. So, when did the foundation itself come about? Was it while he was suffering, or what?
No, we actually the Warrior Jace name came from during his battle. You know, he was 4 when he was diagnosed, and the strength and resiliency of him during that fight, Warrior is just what fit the way he battled against DIPG, which is what he was diagnosed with. It's called diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma. That's why I don't say all that. I just say DIPG.
Right.
It's rare if you've not heard about it, but once you enter into the DIPG community, you learn that it's not. It's about 250 children a year in the country that are diagnosed with DIPG, and it's terminal upon diagnosis. So the Warrior Jace name was just part of who he was during his battle, and we created the foundation in 2019. We created it because it was important for my husband and me and my family to carry on his life and carry on his fight, and it was a way for me to, it sounds strange to say it, but I don't really care. It's a way for me to still be his mommy. I still feel like I'm taking care of him by continuing his fight and raising awareness for this cancer.
And creating a legacy.
Right.
Exactly, yeah. A total legacy, and we all remember Jace. We really do. Fine young man, and he was 4 years old
He was
when
4.
he passed.
No, he turned 5.
He turned 5.
Yeah, so he was able to have his last birthday party at the beach. He loved the beach. So his birthday's in January. So we took him after he was done with his 30 rounds of radiation, and a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old going through radiation is horrible. And each time he had to be put to sleep for that. But once he was over that, we decided he needed a break from all the doctor's appointments and the fear. Just, we wanted to put it out of our mind. So we went to the beach. And Jace is a big monster truck fan. So, of course, that was the theme for his birthday party. El Toro was one of his favorite, which is the bull, which is kind of like how Jace is. I mean, he's the second child. So,
Right.
But it was a great way to forget about what was affecting our family for a little bit.
Absolutely. And so when was he diagnosed? What was his age?
He was 4.
He was 4. So it was a pretty quick.
It was. Yeah. So the doctors tell you that. So when Jace was diagnosed, they told us that we could take him home and just make memories, and we would have probably 5 months maybe left with him. That's not who my husband and I are. You know, we don't give up. We're stay in the fight kind of people. And Jace deserved to have parents like that continued fighting for him.
Sure.
So we pursued clinical trials. So we got ourselves accepted into the DIPG trial at Children's National in Washington, D.C. So that's where we received a lot of our medical treatment, because there are very, very few DIPG specific clinical trials.
Right. So has there been any progress with this disease since that time?
There hasn't.
Yeah.
So Neil Armstrong, the astronaut, this kind of puts it in perspective. His daughter passed away from DIPG, a long, long, long time ago. And there have been no movements in the way of, chemo or treatments. All the medicine that Jace took were adult chemos and adult dosages. There isn't anything specific for DIPG because it's so fast and progresses so quickly. There have been these DIPG trials are obviously what we hope for as parents, that will produce some sort of something, is what we always say, whether it slows it down to give the kids and the doctors a chance to beat it. So there are some small movements in a positive way, but there is no cure. Every child that I have been a part of and followed after Jace left has also passed away.
Is it something that just only impacts children, or is it an adult?
There is, it's a glioma, so it's a different form, but DIPG generally is about 12 years and under. And from the ones that I have seen, they're about like 6 or 7 and younger. So yeah, the little ones. Yeah. And they need us to keep fighting for them.
Yes, they do. Absolutely, they do. It was an incredible experience that I was certainly mayor at that time, and it was incredible to see how your team, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute, surrounded you to do anything they could. I'm sure Susan remembers that as well. It was a beautiful moment in our town, although the ending wasn't what we expected.
Right.
This is Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam, and we'll be right back.
Connecting you to Cornelius. Stories, projects, and voices. Don't go away. More About Town next, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
It's still technically summer after all, so the heat shouldn't come as a surprise. Quickly warming back up, but only briefly. Temperatures this afternoon for your Thursday in the mid and upper 80s, and there will be the chance for a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. For your Friday, we're mainly dry but hot. Temperatures get back to around 90 for the afternoon. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC Community Calendar. The 500 Club in Statesville presents Member Happy Hour on Friday night beginning at 5 p.m. Members receive 1 complimentary drink ticket. On Saturday, Andy Buckner has a live music performance at 6 p.m. Click on the 500 Club online for more information on events, golf lessons, club memberships, and tea times. The Downtown Mooresville Festival of Food Trucks is this Saturday beginning at 5 p.m. Former American Idol contestant Cole Ritter, along with his band The Night Owls, will also be performing. Bring your friends, hang out downtown, enjoy the social district, and delight in food truck cuisine from across the region. The Iredell County Fair continues all this week nightly at the fairgrounds in Troutman. The Statesville Kiwanis Club features carnival rides for all ages, competitive 4-H exhibits, animal shows, and more. Visit IredellFair.com for more information on hours, tickets, entertainment, and daily schedules. See the top riders from the Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship on Saturday at ZMAX Dragway. The playoff opener promises plenty of drama and excitement from the moment the gates drop. Click on CharlotteMotorspeedway.com for tickets, a track map, and information on other 2025 events. Mark your calendars. Green Jeans Consignment returns to Concord September 9th to 14th at 601 Milestone Venue. Shop boutique finds, consign your closet, and feel beautiful on a budget. Details at greenjeansale.com. Free live outdoor concerts continue this week with the Langtree Live season finale in Mooresville on Thursday and Friday after 5 in downtown Statesville. Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Every day you listen to the news, but how is that news affecting your financial world? Things like your retirement and your kids' college fund? You need someone who can help you work towards your goals, someone to help you move forward in these times of change. Call Eileen Stoner at Morgan Stanley. Eileen has 28 years of experience as a financial advisor, and she's right here in Cornelius, North Carolina. To make an appointment with Eileen Stoner, call 704-896-9138. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
Cornelius News, Heritage, and Community. We're back with About Town, hosted by Mayor Woody Washam. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Good morning once more. We're back with About Town. I'm Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam, and I have my special guest here, Commissioner Susan Johnson, and our Deputy Chief, Jennifer Thompson. So welcome, ladies. Glad to have you both here with me today. Susan has always been a fabulous advocate of our police force and what goes on in our police department. And, you were, I don't know that you were elected at the time, but you were certainly very active with town government. You have been for 10 years now, plus probably 12 now.
12, yeah.
Yeah, we've increased that. But, you were around when we were going through this very sad time with Jace Thompson and his family. And wasn't that a beautiful thing to see our police force and our whole town as a whole really surround that family? Wasn't that just amazing? That's I don't know if it happens other places, but maybe only in Cornelius something like that would occur.
Yeah, I just remember there was somebody had posted a video of when it was at your house, and not only was Cornelius PD there, but all the other police departments in and around our area, and that's really a testament to not only our police department, the support that Jennifer certainly needed from our officers, but also officers in and around our community. I think that we all have a really good partnership with a lot of other police departments, Huntersville, Davidson, Mooresville, and just to see the sheer number of people that came through, and everyone was lined up on the sides of the road, and it was just a really special moment. Just to know, I know as a mom, just to know that you've got that level of support, and that your brothers and sisters on the police department certainly have your back and understand what you need and just truly just support you.
Right. Yeah, I remember that day vividly. That was the day we came home. We had been staying in Arlington, Virginia for 6-7 weeks, and Jace had already gone through a second round of radiation, 18 sessions, and we were ready to come home. I never came home during that time. Jace never came home. My husband was traveling back and forth because, he has an older brother. Jace has an older brother, so you have so many other responsibilities that don't stop when you're in that fight. So what she's talking about is a welcome home party. Not party. I don't know what you call it, but it was a welcome home event in our little town. And yeah, the streets were lined. Green is Jace's favorite color, so there was a sea of green. We landed at the airport and had a full police escort from the airport we flew into all the way home. And it does show that there really is a brotherhood and sisterhood behind law enforcement, but it extends out to, the other people in the organization and, your city government and just friends. And to know that we were not alone was what was so heartwarming for us.
Exactly. Well, there were events all over town in support of all the expenses that were incurred and different acts of love and support that was just incredible for this town. And I think that's one of the things that makes us special. We are filled with such benevolent organizations throughout that. I'm part of some of them, but you see that going on everywhere. I mean, the community can come together and really do great things. I look at all the great things that the Neighborhood Care Center does for our community, and I remember being part of the groundbreaking there when that came about, and the Peninsula Community Foundation, all of our churches in town. I know our church over at Mount Zion had an event for Jace for that support at one point in time, and but there's so much good in our town that really, really warms your heart, and I think that's what truly makes us special. So a lot of acts of kindness and points of light and all that kind of stuff. And, I really think we ought to talk about it more and brag on these great organizations doing great things. We see it all the time, don't we, Susan?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
people, look at the donations we got toward the end of last year that from folks that just wanted to help our police department. We've got some significant donations. Our animal shelter, I sign those thank you letters every month. And, it's small, but, in terms of the numbers sometimes, but it's incredible what that little organization raises in our town from the, benevolent acts of many of our citizens.
And also Top Deck, who is
Right.
a huge supporter of the police department. They've certainly provided on an annual basis or even more frequently than annually, a lot of much needed equipment and things
Right.
like that we just would not be able to otherwise afford to give. So I think that that's certainly a great organization as well that
I
supports our police.
totally agree. They're absolutely awesome. We just got a major gift from them, didn't we?
Right. We did what people would understand as an armored vehicle. And the trailer.
The trailer.
The trailer.
The
Oh my
trailer.
gosh, yeah. The trailer is a hot topic around the police department right now
Exactly.
because it's a lot nicer than what a lot of people have at home, but it's going to serve such great purpose because the way we've operated before, we've just had equipment in the back of trucks and SUVs, and to have a single location for all the things we have to do with firearms training and qualification that a lot of people don't realize how much time that takes and equipment that takes.
Sure.
So it's I hope everybody's had a chance to at least see it online, and because it's phenomenal.
It really is. I was amazed at my little tour, and I wouldn't ever have thought that would be a need, but
Right.
it was, and it's incredible. These folks that started Top Deck, the Rainies and the Sellers, were just a couple of families here in our town, and they formed this 501c3 organization and started raising money to do things for our police department. And they hope to expand that one day to our total public safety folks in the fire area as well. But they will definitely get there. But it's incredible. They come to us and say, "Well, what do you need?" And all you got to do is tell them.
Yeah.
And then things happen. So pretty incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's a great organization.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We're so grateful for that. We really are. So great town, and we surround folks that have things come up in their life like you, but other things occur too with other people, and we see that every day. So it's a pretty amazing process that you're living in the right place if you have those traumas in life and setbacks in life and all those kind of things, because somebody in this town is going to surround you and do something for you and help you out. And I love that attitude. There are folks out there that think we have a lot of challenges in our town, and we do have some. But then there's a lot of folks that think this is a pretty doggone great place to live, and I'm kind of one of those. I'm, been here a long time and hadn't seen any reason to leave yet. So that's.
I think it's a great place to work. I've been here for 24 years, and
have you?
This
really?
is where
24,
right? Only agency I've worked for, and this is where I'll eventually hang it up.
Well, you've got a lot of longevity in our police force. If you add it all up, I don't know what your average term of service is over there, but it's a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah. And, law enforcement has gone through its challenges over the years. But if you stay focused on the reason you joined law enforcement, and is to be a service to others, if that's always in the back of your mind and in your heart, then the challenging times, you'll just fly right through those.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we leave the topic on Warrior Jace, I know you have a website and some things like that. We want folks to know about that and know how to reach you or any of the other board members that are involved with that. So tell us how to contact you or to learn more about this terrible disease and things that the organization is doing, because there's a lot of folks out there that want to help, I'm sure.
Well, thank you for that. We do have a website. It's www.warriorjace.org. Again, it's www.warriorjace.org. And there you can go and you can learn information specifically about DIPG. You can, see a lot of pictures of my family and see kind of what's happening in the news and the world of DIPG. And we post fundraisers on there. We actually have a fundraiser coming up in October.
Right.
Couldn't hit the September mark, but in October, it's 5K on the runway. So it's a 5K run walk called Jace's 5K. It's at the Stanley County Airport outside of Albemarle. Mm-hmm. And we get FAA approval to shut down the airport. And we have a fun time running, if you can have a fun time doing that. I walk. But it's all to raise awareness and funding for DIPG.
Yeah, it takes money. It really takes money to, share knowledge about this disease and to share help and consult with folks that are dealing with it.
Right.
And
the researchers who are working hard every single day to try to find a cure.
Exactly.
And it does take money.
Yeah, that's the key thing. If we can find a cure, then God help us do that. That's all I can say. So anyhow, we're going to move on to some updates with our police department and some other things going on around town with Commissioner Johnson. But this is Mayor Woody Washam, and we will be right back in just a couple of minutes.
Connecting you to Cornelius. Stories, projects, and voices. Don't go away. More About Town next, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
It's still technically summer after all, so the heat shouldn't come as a surprise. Quickly warming back up, but only briefly. Temperatures this afternoon for your Thursday in the mid and upper 80s, and there will be the chance for a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. For your Friday, we're mainly dry but hot. Temperatures get back around 90 for the afternoon. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
This is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Glow on the go. Need an energy boost or immune support? Glow IV Spa delivers IV vitamin drips right to your door across Lake Norman. Feel better faster without leaving home. Wellness delivered. Book now at glowivspa.com.
Harrison's is the home of Work Western and wow! For nearly 30 years, our family has been boots on the ground when it comes to work. We have the largest selection of in-stock boots in the Carolinas and the best workwear brands like Harriet, Carhartt, and Wrangler. Find us on Norman Station Boulevard in Mooresville.
Let's talk about tomorrow for a minute. Chances are, someday, you're going to want to retire. And even though you'll stop working, you'll never want to stop achieving. You'll want to explore new ventures when you retire. You'll want to see and experience new things because you'll finally have the time to do it. But to get there, you'll need a financial strategy. Eileen Stoner at Morgan Stanley can help. Eileen is a financial advisor, and she has more than 28 years of experience. Eileen can help you create a strategy based on how you want to live now and once you retire. She'll work with you and your attorney toward your goals like estate planning and leaving a legacy. And the great thing is, she's right here in Lake Norman. To make an appointment with Eileen, call 704-896-9138. That's 704-896-9138. Meet with Eileen today to talk about your future. Because when you stop working, your retirement income is going to have to work for you. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, Morgan Stanley. Its affiliates and Morgan Stanley Financial Advisors do not provide tax or legal advice. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC.
It feels good to be needed, and Angels and Sparrows needs you. Our full play fundraiser is underway, and your gift brings hope home to Lake Norman. One meal, one child, one family, changed by your gift. Give today at angelsandsparrows.org. Hope starts with you.
Take your life by the reins and let the horses at Willow Equine heal and empower you. Located in Mooresville, our services help with trauma, anxiety, depression, and addiction. Love life again. Visit willowequine.com today.
Dreaming of a new home or a better rate? At O'Brien Home Loans, our team of independent brokers find tailored solutions that truly fit your life. Proudly serving North Carolina with honest advice and local heart. Visit O'BrienHomeLoans.com today for a free quote.
Is your yard ready for a refresh? Drum Landscape Supply has over 10 types of mulch, beautiful boulders, decorative gravel, and the unique plant nursery bursting with shrubs, trees, and perennials. Call today for up to 70% off pavers and stone. Visit drumlandscapesupply.com today.
Need a ride? iCats has you covered. Tuesdays to the VA in Salisbury, Thursday to Winston-Salem, and Fridays to Hickory. Plus, run errands every day around Iredell County for just $1. Visit rideicats.com.
Friendly reminder, don't brake when you see the lake.
WSIC, local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. It's a market expected to surpass $100 billion this year, and Gap wants in. Gap announced today it's expanding into beauty and accessories, an effort to capitalize on its stronger financial state and cultural relevance. Gap says the rollout will begin with an initial test and learn phase at Old Navy this fall, including 150 locations that'll feature shop-in-shops. Next year, the company will scale the business and launch other items across its portfolio. Land O'Lakes is investing in agricultural technology startups. The cooperative is putting as much as $105 million into the initiative. It'll invest up to $7 million each in 10 to 15 companies. Land O'Lakes plans to announce its first investments in October. And McDonald's has withdrawn from a trade group that lobbies on behalf of the restaurant industry. The fast food chain is at odds with the National Restaurant Association, which supports tipped wages, something McDonald's opposes. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
Don't miss a thing. Download the WSIC News app today. WSIC. Local starts here.
Cornelius News, Heritage, and Community. We're back with About Town, hosted by Mayor Woody Washam. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And we're back. Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam here with Commissioner Susan Johnson and our Deputy Chief of Police, Jennifer Thompson. So, ladies, thank you for all the input you've given us this morning, and it's been a very informative session. But one more question for you, Chief, and I'm sure you'll have some comments too, Susan. Is what's next? I mean, do you have some events coming up that folks need to know about? Some things that we could help you with? And tell us, too, why September's special.
So September is special because it focuses specifically on pediatric cancer awareness. So that's why I have the gold ribbon on. You guys have the gold ribbon on. It's in honor of the children who have left us and, staying in the fight with the ones who are still battling and for the survivors. So September, although I didn't even know there was a month for pediatric cancer awareness before this entered into our life, but now it's just part of who we are. So it's very important for us to make a big deal about September. I'd love to see everything go gold and have a bigger deal made about what this month and what these gold ribbons mean. Next weekend, my husband and I are actually going to Bristol, Tennessee. We have the opportunity to attend the NASCAR race there. One of Joe Gibbs's race cars is going to have Jace's name on the side, and going to do some partnership videos with them to, again, it's all about awareness. And so we can get, their following to learn about Warrior Jace and DIPG, and you never know where that could lead. So we're really excited about that opportunity.
Well, we're excited for you. We really are. So, if you have any pictures, we'd love to show those at our board meeting, wouldn't we, Susan?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I just happen to be a picture taker.
Well,
so.
well, you make
We're
sure
going to have to watch a race to see if we can see you guys.
See me.
That's right. That would be awesome.
I may take one of the cars.
Absolutely.
I like that. That'd be perfect. So, there's a lot going on with our police department, and really there's a lot going on in our town, particularly as it relates to public safety. We've got a pretty solid board behind public safety right now. I've always been an advocate, and I know you are, Susan.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think we could probably speak for all of our commissioners to say that it is a top priority. We love our police force. We love our firefighters, and the transition of that particular department into our town to give us even better public safety. We're working hard on improving medic for our community. It needed some improvement, and so we're well underway of moving a study forward, which will make us, I hope, and intend for it to make us pretty much world class.
Absolutely. One thing too, with the 911 response center,
yes,
that we have that in our town, and that is a huge benefit to our citizens as well. And I know that they just recently updated the software that it has put it light years above even from a national perspective.
Yeah, and where most people probably wouldn't see the behind the scenes of that. You're not going to have that delay. You're not going to have, sometimes your systems fail, but North Carolina has really, like you said, years ahead of a lot of other states as far as building background systems. So 911 is always available. And just like Susan said, when you call 911 in our town, you get someone that's sitting at our police department. And that's a huge value to our community because you're not put on hold when you call 911. You have somebody that answers. You generally have somebody that's familiar with the layout of the town.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have someone that says, I'm near Wingstop, because that's what I was going to get for lunch today. That's what came to my mind. They know where that's at. Whereas you call from a bigger agency or a bigger city, well, they're not going to know certain landmarks. If you talk about the bench in front of the library, if someone just says, "Well, this is what I see.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I'm at," because they may not know where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Our dispatchers are great at knowing and trying to figure that information out, and it's a much quicker response from our police department because we have our 911 center in-house.
Exactly. Well, local people serving local people. It doesn't get any better than that, and that truly makes us special. There's very few communities that have their own 911 service in-house.
Right.
We have kept that. It is I won't say a huge part of our budget, but it is a significant part of our budget that we don't mess with, do we, Susan?
No, well, and it just speaks to exactly to your point, top priority for public safety and for our citizens. We want to make sure that our citizens are safe, and, if they if there's an event or if there's some accident or whatnot, they know that we have, we are responding very quickly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because you're calling and you're getting somebody to answer, and then they're immediately able to give that information to the officer. So our response times are phenomenal when you compare to some of your other agencies, and that it's all part of the process. Having your own 911 center, having your officers readily available, and with those resources that our 911 provides, is a great asset to Cornelius.
Well,
the other thing is the drone.
Oh, yes. Isn't that exciting?
Yes.
It really is. And I'll have to say, I'm not going to be specific about it, but that yet again is one of those donations that one of our citizens made to the Cornelius Police Department to provide a wonderful new service that we didn't have.
Right. I never really would have thought that we would have had that. I never thought there would be the little thing that flies in the air that can video things. And I mean, it's just the technology is ever changing. And, sometimes that's expensive for law enforcement, and that's where those private donations are so welcomed, and we're grateful for to be able to do that.
Exactly. So yeah, this person was always one that contributed to public safety. That was something that was significant.
Yeah.
For that particular family, and then they decided they wanted to reel in their donations for public safety to their hometown, and we were the fabulous beneficiary of all that. So it was a great story to tell. It wasn't one we had to go begging for. It just happened. It's like you get a phone call, mayor gets a phone call. It's like, I want to do something for the police department. Had no idea what.
Right.
So I go to pick up the check, and it was pretty significant. Yeah. So that was a good day.
I would say
it was
it
a
certainly
good day
was
for our town, and now it's turned into a lot of research that has occurred, and a new system of using drones to really, we'll use it for firefighters. We'll use it for significant crime events that occur in our town,
missing persons,
wandering people, and you can hover above some of this traffic we have here, which we're going to solve, aren't we, Susan?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometime at some point in time.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got a plan at least, which is wonderful. But that it says a lot again back to the benevolence of our citizens here in this community. It's been a fantastic experience to see all that happen. So. Give us a little, I guess, a Cliff Notes summary of what's going on in our public safety arena. What are some of the challenges you're having right now, and some of the things that your leadership in your town can help you with? We're all ears right now.
So some of the challenges are in recruiting. You have a smaller pool of people nowadays that seem to want to be a police officer. So that makes it more difficult because every agency is looking for good, solid officers and cadets. So it's something that it's every day you're working at recruiting and trying to make sure it's marketing. I mean, we have to market, find the best way to market our agency and market our town. So we're working on that.
Well, I know you're doing a good job, and you're in a lot better place than we were at different points along the way.
And I'll tell you guys do a great job from a social media perspective with some of the videos that you guys do. And not only did you know, helpful resource videos, but then just also fun videos.
Right. The fun part is what really captures people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam, and we'll be right back for our last segment.
Connecting you to Cornelius. Stories, projects, and voices. Don't go away. More About Town next, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
It's still technically summer after all, so the heat shouldn't come as a surprise. Quickly warming back up, but only briefly. Temperatures this afternoon for your Thursday in the mid and upper 80s, and there will be the chance for a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. For your Friday, we're mainly dry but hot. Temperatures get back to around 90 for the afternoon. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. The 500 Club in Statesville presents Member Happy Hour on Friday night beginning at 5 p.m. Members receive one complimentary drink ticket. On Saturday, Andy Buckner has a live music performance at 6 p.m. Click on the 500 Club online for more information on events, golf lessons, club memberships, and tea times. The Downtown Mooresville Festival of Food Trucks is this Saturday beginning at 5 p.m. Former American Idol contestant Cole Ritter, along with his band The Night Owls, will also be performing. Bring your friends, hang out downtown, enjoy the social district, and delight in food truck cuisine from across the region. The Iredell County Fair continues all this week nightly at the fairgrounds in Troutman. The Statesville Kiwanis Club features carnival rides for all ages, competitive 4-H exhibits, animal shows, and more. Visit IredellFair.com for more information on hours, tickets, entertainment, and daily schedules. See the top riders from the Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship on Saturday at ZMAX Dragway. The playoff opener promises plenty of drama and excitement from the moment the gates drop. Click on CharlotteMotorspeedway.com for tickets, a track map, and information on other 2025 events. Mark your calendars. Green Jeans Consignment returns to Concord September 9th to 14th at 601 Milestone Venue. Shop boutique finds, consign your closet, and feel beautiful on a budget. Details at greenjeansale.com. Free live outdoor concerts continue this week with the Langtree Live season finale in Mooresville on Thursday and Friday after 5 in downtown Statesville. Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
But one objective.
Honey, can you turn that down?
Ladies,
Honey, can you turn it down?
ever feel like your house is shaking every time your husband watches TV?
What?
Honey, can you turn it down?
That's not surround sound. That's hearing loss. Beltone in Mooresville and Cornelius can help. With expert hearing tests and top quality hearing aids, you can finally enjoy your TV without shaking the whole neighborhood. Visit nchearing.com to schedule your free hearing test today. That's nchearing.com.
Cornelius News, Heritage, and Community. We're back with About Town, hosted by Mayor Woody Washam. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And we're back. Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam. And, thanks for listening today. We appreciate your hearing about a lot of topics related to the town of Cornelius, and particularly our police department and our deputy chief. We were just talking during the break, these wonderful public safety folks that protect us every day, they're just regular people. They are just regular people with all of their special talents. And, they have another life outside of this uniform, don't they, Jennifer?
We absolutely do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
like I said just a few minutes ago, this just happens to be the outfit that we wear.
Exactly.
It's what we put on every day, but it's who we are on the inside. And when we go home, we're playing with our kids. We're playing golf. We're just people.
And you know what, Susan? Our elected officials are just people.
Absolutely.
Too. The guys you serve with on the board, myself and our board, I've been mayor now for almost, 8 years or so. It's always been a challenge for me and a pleasure for me to create a wonderful team for our town, and we've got that. We really do. We don't always agree with each other, but we always respect each other and respect everybody's opinion. But we're all different.
Absolutely.
I'm a musician. I love living on the lake. I've got my life. I love my children. I love my 6 grandchildren, and I've got a life. You have 2. Almost grown sons,
No,
right?
they actually are. Yeah. They're both are now in college, and my life starting this weekend is going to be every weekend going to a different location to see my son, my oldest son, who will be a senior this year, play because he plays football. So I'll be going to see him at every weekend. So
well, that's awesome.
I'll be, it's just really, really cool to watch your kid, in whatever activity that they truly have a passion for. Yeah. So this will be his last year, and I just decided that I'm going to make sure to be at every single game.
Those are fleeting moments.
Absolutely.
'Cause when he's done, then he's done.
Exactly.
So you do it while you can.
Exactly. And, as I look back on my life, I would, if I could do one thing different, it would have been to commit more time to my kids growing up and to my grandkids growing up, because I continue it. My wife tells me I'm in the fourth quarter now, so it would have been nice to commit a lot of time to my grandkids, and I do commit quite a bit, but they're busy too. Kids are busy these days.
Absolutely.
My goodness, it's just crazy. They're really, really busy with sports and everything else you could possibly imagine. But it's wonderful to work with this board, and particularly Susan, who is. We again don't always agree on everything, but we agree on a whole lot, and I think we can say that as a board overall. But we agree in the right things, and I think our love and dedication for Cornelius it hopefully speaks for itself. Just to take that a little bit further, a lot of people don't know this. They see people like Susan Johnson in their first term as a commissioner, but you have served our town for years prior to that. Isn't
Absolutely.
that true?
Yes.
So tell them what you've done.
So the prior 8 years, I was on the planning board, the last 2 of which I was the chair for the planning board. Prior to that, I was on the Land Development Code Advisory Board for a few years. And then I have served on various other committees, the Growth Management Task Force, which was the committee that actually did all the updates for our land development code. And as well as, and that's like how land use is determined, how we anticipate how we see our town and what specific types of projects could potentially go in certain areas.
And we had a lot of work to do with that. We really did, to really grind some of this massive growth that was going on to a very much more reasonable level. And we've got our arms around that now. I feel pretty good about that. It's been a journey, but we're in a good place. And, I do think a town that's not growing a little bit is probably dying, but you just can't afford to grow too much until that infrastructure, very key thing, that infrastructure is in place and functioning and working on our behalf. And, that rolls into the quality of life. There's so many things that roll into the quality of life that we are trying to create here in our town, don't you think?
Absolutely. And I think the challenge for us also is just, our citizens understanding that, just because a project gets approved doesn't mean it's going to start the very next day.
Exactly.
It can take years and years. And with permitting and whatnot, from a county perspective, it could be 3 or 4 years before you ever even see dirt move. So I think a lot of projects have recently been started, and those projects were approved many, many years ago.
Right. They're projects that you nor I would have voted for, right?
No, absolutely not. And, so I think that just having our citizens understand that these are not projects that we as a board, the current board has approved, but unfortunately, we don't have the ability to sunset projects. So if it's something that's been approved, then they can, build it regardless of the time frame in which they decide to actually start that project.
Exactly. And, our planning director told me not too long ago that probably no more than 25% of the projects that we approve ever happen. And that was an astounding number to me, but he can back that up. So, it's pretty incredible to think that we go through what we go through in considering projects, and then only that particular amount happens.
Yeah.
So, but that's just one of those facts of life.
Yeah.
It really is. But, we were talking about the quality of life in our community, and there's so many different facets of it, but our police department's one of them, our fire department, our transition of our fire department, our parks and our rec, and, man, to get those bonds approved, that $20 million in bonds, it was a pretty solid victory from our citizens approving that. And we're working on that. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that we're truly working on. We're working on solutions on so many things that we just sometimes can't talk about because they're closed session items, and they're too sensitive to. There's too many different directions, different things can go in until you get them nailed down.
Absolutely.
And,
Our citizens have definitely, made it very clear that, parks is something that they certainly want, and something that's near and dear to my heart that, I certainly want to continue to work towards is figuring out about tree save. When we do talk about future projects, how can we incorporate and ensure that these projects are just not clear cutting, that we actually are able to save some of these mature trees, because, it takes a long time for those to actually mature.
It's part of our personality.
Absolutely. Yep.
It really is
sure.
part of our personality, but I think we ought to take our replenishment requirements up to a new level too, because there's some trees you just can't help. You just can't help, particularly with all the road work and road projects we've got going on. It looks terrible to have to cut that many trees, but we've got to fix our roads. But, how can you do that so at least you replenish around that particular project? And I think, we need to make sure DOT understands our expectations as it relates to that.
Absolutely, because it's not just us.
Our
roads are, a lot of those major roads are owned by NCDOT.
Exactly. Well, I had a fabulous meeting late last week with the chairman of the North Carolina DOT Board of Directors. A lot of information shared, and I think it helped him understand the nature of our town. We sat him down at one of our beautiful lakeside restaurants, had the police boat to drive up from the distance so he could understand the culture that we are all about here in the town of Cornelius. And anyway, we had a good meeting, and I think that I've known Tony Lathrop for a long, long time, the chairman. That was a good time to just catch up. You've got to stay in touch with these folks. And between me and the relationships that our particular board members have with different levels of government, it has been a game changer for this town. And we've got to keep those relationships, burning strong and in place and building more as time goes by. And certainly a priority for me, and I know it is for Susan and others that relate to the important things that we're doing for our quality of life. So, that's a top priority, and it sounds a little bit like a cliche, but it's not. It's something that we mean. And you've been in town a good while now, haven't you, Susan?
Oh, yeah. I'm born and raised in this area, Charlotte, and then a small town outside of Denver called Stanley. But I've been actually in the Huntersville, Cornelius area since 2000.
Yeah, she's almost a native, folks.
So just 30 minutes down the road. That's where I grew up.
Almost a native. But, it's been a lot of fun today catching up with Deputy Chief Thompson and learning a lot more about the Warrior Jace Thompson Foundation. Such a good piece of work that you're doing with what you have to deal with now. So thank you so much for what you're doing for our police department.
Absolutely.
And thank you for what you're doing for.
Thank y'all for everything you do.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you saying that. We're trying really hard to show you our love and our support, and you make a true difference. So thanks for listening, folks. We're coming to a close of our session today and our program. We do appreciate you listening. And, if me, Commissioner Johnson, or anyone else on our town board can help you or answer your questions, I hope you'll contact us outside the radio show here and let us know what's on your mind. This is Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam, and we will be back next week. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.